So now we are going to see till what time you are supposed to do Vyayam, or what are the 4 signs which tell you that you have done Vyayam for the day and you are done for the day. So let's see that. First, when you sweat profusely, you're like sweating. You're like, especially what is said in Ayurveda, there's this area, forehead area, when you see sweat and it is just dripping. So this area never sweats. You see this for yourself. This area never sweats when you do little bit Vyayam. Your armpits will sweat, whatever things will sweat, but this will sweat after a certain period of time. And when this starts sweating, then that is an indication that you have done the Vyayam for the day. Second is when you're panting, you're doing so much exercise that you have panted, my goodness. Third is that when your heart rate has increased, that is, for example, you have palpitation, you can actually feel your heart beating against, and you feel sweating also, and your respiratory rate has also increased. So all these things, 3 things are there, you understand. And the 4th thing I'm going to say, when you feel that all your entire body, there is no heaviness in your body and everything has become really light, and if given a chair or even if given a bed, you can actually lay down on that. So that is what is there. So after this period, you are not supposed to do Vyayam. After this, all these symptoms are there, you're not supposed to do. Now some people ask me that if I walk just, or if I run for 5 minutes, then also I start panting and that. So you would only start panting at that time, but not the other things. So when all the 4 things are there, that means that you have done Vyayam for the day. Everyone's threshold is different. For example, some people will have these things after 1 hour, some people have after 30 minutes. So that all depends upon your Prakriti, that all depends upon how much you are used to do Vyayam. So that all depends on that. So these are the signs which are of normal, but there are some signs which, or some things which actually occur if you have done Vyayam in the excess quantity. So what they are, let's see. Blackish vision in some front of your eyes. Some people actually collapse also, they faint also, so that also occurs. Excessive tiredness, like you can't move for almost 10 to 15 minutes, so that is not something which you want to achieve. Excessive tiredness, almost fainting and blackening in front of the eyes, that is excess Vyayam. We don't want to go to the excess Vyayam. When we go to the first 4 signs, if we sit for some time, 5 minutes, etc., we'll be okay. But this is not we are supposed to do. Also, I wanted to say, if you do Vyayam for a long period of time, like every day you are doing excess Vyayam, excess. So what will happen? Because when you're doing excess Vyayam, the heartbeat increases. You know, heart has to pump blood more fast. Like for example, if your normal pulse or normal heart rate is 72, then when you're doing exercise, it will become 100. Every day you are putting so much pressure on the heart, so much your Shwas Gati, that is your respiratory rate, also increases. So you don't want your so much strain on the heart. This can actually cause cardiac problems in later life because you're fatiguing, you're just tiring the heart. So that is something we don't want. And I've seen patients who have got exertional fever, like they have really hectic day. After coming from office, they went to gym, and that they are doing from Monday to Saturday. Saturday they fell ill and they got fever, and now they are thinking it's COVID. No, it's not COVID. It is because of exertion. Because you didn't rest properly. You were working the entire day. Then you are doing exercise. You're eating little diet, you're eating. So obviously you're going to get fever. So that is known as exertional fever which you get. Also, vomiting can occur in such patients, especially if you have not done on empty stomach. Some people think it is okay by doing, after having breakfast, it is okay to do exercise. It is not okay. It's definitely not okay. If you want to do little stroll, that's okay. But you are doing proper exercise, and then breakfast and all, something is not recommended. So I've seen especially those people who have breakfast and do excess exercise. So they get vomiting, indigestion and all. So we don't want to go into that extreme. We want to do Vyayam for the betterment of our body, and we don't want to fall ill because of this. So this is what is there. Now on to the last point, when I said that then there are some factors. So what these factors are there? Let's see. There are 6 factors actually. So let's go in one in detail. So first I like to talk about Desh. Desh is actually the place where you are living actually. So if you are someone who is living in desert, or you are living in a hot climate actually, compared to those who are living in cold climate. For example, we have Rajasthan, or the desert kind of thing. So those people are supposed to do less exercise than those who live in the Himalayas or Himachal Pradesh, so that is the cold environment. So there you are going to do lots of exercise because you want the body warm. For example, Mumbai is actually comes, it is not too hot, it is not too cold, so you can do medium exercise. So this is what regarding Desh. Here I want to talk about the seasons also. In the seasons, actually, if you see about the December, January, February half and also November half. So this is actually the winter season. So in these seasons you are going to do, and everyone should do exercise in these seasons. If you want to lose weight, you should definitely do exercise in these seasons. So in these seasons you can do little bit heavy exercise also. But compared to that, in the March, April, May months and also in the October heat months actually, especially in the March, April and especially in the May month actually, you're not supposed to do that much heavy exercise. Little bit exercise. I actually advise patients to do like 15-20 minutes if they do in May month. That is also okay because you're already dehydrated. The bal according to Ayurveda in this month is really heen or you will say really low compared to the bal or the strength of the body. That is the, you can say, the immunity or the innate physical and mental strength which everyone has is really low in the summer season compared to the winter seasons. As a result of which these things are there. And apart from these months, the other months are there. For example, the rainy season is there, and also the in between months you can do moderate exercise. So this is regarding the seasons also. The third thing is actually bala or strength. Everyone has the innate strength which is there. For example, we all have a capacity. Two people would be same in the upbringing, same in the build and everything, but some would endure more and some won't. So don't try to compare whatever your strength is, how much your strength is. Your strength will also depending upon what condition in which you are. For example, if you just had some disease or something, obviously your strength would be less. So that is the time when you're not supposed to do that much exercise. So it will depend upon that. Then fourth is actually sharir. Sharir is, that is, if you're thin, if you're obese, if you're medium. So it will all depend on that. Like for example, if you're obese, then you have to do exercise for weight loss also. If you're thin, then you don't need to do exercise for weight loss. You have to do joint movements and all different kinds of exercises. And your agenda would be different. You don't need to do that much exercise. So all these things are really different. I wanted to say regarding the age, which I already have said. So depending upon age, the type of exercise which you do is also different. For example, small kids, their main exercise can be playing or something. So the last factor is actually ahar. What kind of diet you are taking. For example, if you are taking diet which is really nice, that is a balanced diet, you are taking vegetables, you are taking fruit, you are having little bit sneha, that is ghee also in your diet. So you are taking a good diet and you can do proper exercise also. Also those people you would have seen the Pehlwan people who have ghee and everything. So as a result of which they can do much exercise. But if you are a person who is not having the balanced diet, you are just eating the junk food, you're just eating something like really dry like chips, nachos, popcorn and everything, bread and everything, then you don't have that strength actually. Your diet actually doesn't permit you to do that much exercise because you don't have that much stores in your body, you don't have that much capacity in your body. It also depends upon the ahar which you're taking. So lastly, I just want to sum up with the faide or the uses of Vyayam. So along with weight loss which is there, other things which is there is that it is said in Ayurveda, if you do Vyayam daily, it can lead to a long life, longevity, and not only a long life, long and a healthy life. It actually gives you energy, utsaha actually, to carry on your entire day with new vigor, and you are like, I have done exercise, I can do anything like that. So as a result of which you don't feel lazy. Also there is Agni Vritti, that is your digestion becomes proper, you feel hungry at the correct time, as a result you eat at the correct time, and also it gets digested properly and your motions are also correct. In contrast to that, those people who just sit at home, who don't do Vyayam, they have some problems of gas, maybe they have acidity, they have constipation. So all these things are there. So this is definitely clearly related to your digestive system. So all these things are actually the good things of Vyayam. So definitely do Vyayam. Just remember, don't do only for weight loss. Do it with entire mind. Do it in correct quantity. Understand what times you're going to do Vyayam. And if one day you feel that, oh, I don't want to do Vyayam, it's okay to skip that day, but don't make it a habit. So this is what I had for today. This is Dr. Prajakta Patil signing off. Thank you so much for everyone who watches my video. It really means a lot for me. And I'll meet you in the next video of Dr. and Mo. Till then, this is goodbye and signing off by Dr. Prajakta Patil. Bye and Namaste.